Tell me about Joshua, Alfie.
He's funny. We play a game called Save Your Friend Joshua from Being Killed by the Fucking Police.
What's up, y'all? I hope everybody is doing well and staying safe. Today, I want to talk about the 2023 film, The Creator. There was so much going on in this movie, and I mean that in the best way possible. This movie isn't even 2 months old yet, and I've already seen it multiple times, and I'm excited to recap it with you all. So let's slide in. The film opens up and we are viewed with a commercial detailing the wonderful and unlimited uses of AI. So unlimited that they are now offering people the chances to get their faces scanned and put onto an AI robot. And their whole selling point is that AI is more human than a human, because apparently pre-ordered parts from a hardware store are more lifelike than flesh and bones if you ask these people. I mean, they have AI cooking, playing sports, performing surgery, and it's just madness. And it's very obvious that they're trying to get rid of the human race, because why else would you need robots to do all of this? We then see a big explosion and find out that a nuclear war hit and nearly 1 million people were killed due to their precious AI that they were marketing as the best thing since sliced bread. I guess the AI said, well, if I'm better than humans, then what do I look like taking orders from humans? The sergeant says that they will now be banning AI in the US, but in Asia, they will still be creating AI and embracing it. And even though the US doesn't have issues with Asia, the US will continue to ban and hunt AI. We then cut to New Asia and the year is 2065. We get a shot of this island and pan towards the ocean, and we see these troopers coming out of the water. We then go inside one of the homes on the island and are introduced to Joshua and his pregnant wife Maya. They're joking around and they hear a noise. They get up to see what it is, and we find out that Joshua has a robotic leg and arm. We also see that the troopers are taking over. Some of the robots capture one of the troopers and are trying to get answers on how they found them. While they are interrogating him, Joshua informs them that the nomads are coming, so they all leave the trooper and run. And once they all leave, Joshua pretends to shoot the trooper, and it turns out that they're working together to find Narmada, and Joshua is mad at the trooper because Narmada isn't there, and them coming could possibly blow up his cover. He tries to call off the attack, but is caught by Maya. Maya is heartbroken because she feels betrayed by Joshua because he and his people are attacking her loved ones, but Joshua tries to plead with her by telling her that her family isn't real, they're robots, and Joshua and Maya are humans.
What about the others?
What do you mean?
They're my family.
They're not people, Maya.
But Maya isn't trying to hear all that and runs out. She manages to make it on the ship with her fellow tribe members, but that was unfortunately a bad idea because a bomb drops in the water, causing a huge explosion. It's now 5 years later, and Joshua wakes up from a nightmare, and we cut to him getting some tests ran on him, and the doctor is trying to pull some information from him about Narmada, but he isn't really corroborating with her. We then go to Ground Zero Los Angeles, which is where Joshua works. His job seems to be basically a cleaning crew for AI robots who've died. Later on that day, Joshua is reminiscing about Maya and has a flashback where we find out that he lost his arms and legs, as well as his parents and brother, from the nuclear explosion that I mentioned earlier.
I lost my parents. My mom and dad, my brother.
Sorry.
We also see the bond form between Joshua and Maya. Joshua then goes for a swim, and when he comes up, some generals are waiting for him, and he thinks they're trying to get some more information about Narmada from him, but they're actually coming to tell him that they found Narmada's lab in the area that Joshua was at prior, and that Narmada has created a new weapon called Alpha O, and if created, it can destroy Nomad.
Narmada's developed a super weapon called Alpha O, designed to destroy nomads.
I'm sorry for your loss, I guess.
So the generals want to enlist Joshua into their team to help them find the exact location, and Joshua isn't here for it because the last time he was trying to catch Narmada, the troops came and ruined the entire plan and even killed his wife and unborn child. So he isn't even trying to give them the time of day and walks off on them. But when he walks off, they play a hologram recording, and in the recording is his wife Maya.
Hey guys, we're not far from the beach, so we should just stop here.
You mean?
They're clearly playing on his heartstrings, and it works because he ends up going with them to show them the location. They make it to the location and hold some citizens hostage. And this one heartless booty scratcher,
You African booty scratcher.
picks up a dog and tries to use it as bait to get some answers about where Narmada is. And I just have to ask, why they put the dog in it?
So now why am I in it? And you could have did it.
See how I get wrong because you never apologized.
While the devil is messing with the citizens, Joshua goes to a statue and turns it, which opens up a secret door leading to an underground tunnel. They go in and shoot up the control room and find the lab, and they manage to kill a couple of members before the members lock the door. Joshua finds a locked chamber, and when it opens, he finds a child watching TV. He is shot by one of the citizens, and the kid gets away and makes it to the outside of the building and is viewed with a beautiful disaster because now the general troops have become outnumbered and are trying to get away. And once some of the troops think that they made it to the plane safely, they are soon surprised when they find a bomb on one of them. And the way I would have kicked her ass off that plane so fast.
I got it.
They just stood there and watched. What? I guess that's what happened when you leave your team members behind, huh? Another bomb drops and causes a huge explosion. We then are brought to the next scene where Joshua is waking up and the kid is watching him. He tries to tell her to go away, but she isn't fazed.
Go, get the hell out of here. Get the hell out of here. Get out my face.
He hears someone talking over a walkie-talkie and goes to see where it's coming from and finds one of his members. He carries him to a cabin and the kid follows. While there, he gets a call from Howell asking him did he find a secret weapon and lets her know that the weapon is the child. She tells him that he has to kill it, but the signal gets lost. And man, these troopers are ruthless. First the dog, now the kid. Damn. They are then found by a villager and he tries to kill Joshua, but Joshua shoots him first. The sound of the gunshots alarm other robots and they head their way. Back at the cabin, Joshua shows the kid a picture of Maya and asks her if she knows her. And the kid remembers her. She calls her Dian Ding, but before they can do anything else, the robots make it to the cabin and they have to escape. Luckily for them, this dog is there and tosses back a bomb that was thrown their way, causing the robots to explode. And Joshua, the trooper, and the kid get away. But they leave the dog. They should have took the dog with them. It seems like the dog was down for the team. We're now with Howell and the trooper. They're riding with the police officer who they kill and then take his car. We then go back to Joshua and the kid. The trooper has sadly died and the car has stopped working. They come up with the name for the kid, which is Alfie, and hitchhike a ride with another family. After they leave, Howell pulls up to the car that Joshua left. They find the dead trooper and uses his brain to create a chip to put into the dead officer's body to revive him for some time to get some information, but it's basically useless because he dies again shortly after. So they set off to kill Joshua because now they consider him a traitor.
Mount up. We got a traitor to kill.
We go back to Joshua and Alfie, who are now considered wanted individuals. They're riding with the family and are in a tow line. One of the officers tries to get a look at Alfie, but she manages to turn the electricity off using her powers. This helps them for a couple of seconds, and they drive off without getting shot. They leave the family and get on a train, leading them to Joshua's friend Jerome's place. They are spotted by someone who calls the police. In the house, Jerome's girlfriend makes a delivery for ice cream, and she orders this new bomb-ass flavor ice cream.
Tell me your favorite. Which one do you want? Oh, fuck.
Literally. After the girlfriend is blown up, they try to get Alfie, but Joshua comes in and saves her, and they get away. They drive back to the cabin from the beginning of the film. Joshua goes in despite Jerome telling him not to. Jerome then tries to bring him back to the car, but is shot. While down, he tells Joshua that Maya is the child's mother, meaning that Alfie is Joshua's child that he thought died from the explosion. Joshua is then knocked out and Alfie is taken. Joshua wakes up and he's trapped at the bottom of this ship and asks to speak to Alfie one last time in private. While talking, he gets Alfie to let him out and he manages to escape, and the AI robots make it to the land with Alfie. Joshua sneaks into one of the cabins and gets Alfie and tries to escape on the boat, but Alfie sees that the village is getting destroyed by the troopers and goes back to help. She manages to stop one of the bombs being charged at the AI villagers, but is shot by a trooper. Before he can finish her off, Joshua shoots and kills the trooper. He then rushes Alfie back towards the villagers, and they notice that instead of trying to kill her, Joshua is actually trying to save her, and they get them back to safety. They make it to a new village, and Joshua visits a temple where he finds Maya's unconscious body. Also, if you remember earlier, Alfie called Maya Dian Ding. Turns out that means heaven.
Alfie told me she's in Dan Dang.
Diandan means heaven.
And Maya has been in this coma since the night the attack happened and Alfie was born. She's been there for so long because the AI can't kill her, so Joshua is the one who pulls the plug. And him and Alfie have a very emotional moment. They are then blindsided by Howell and the other troopers invading the new village. Howell tries to kill Joshua and Alfie, but gets a bomb thrown on her, causing her and a couple of other troopers to die. And I thought this was the end, until Alfie and Joshua both got snatched up and are taken to Fort Valor, Los Angeles. The generals want to terminate Alfie, so they send in Joshua to terminate her, and he does, or so they thought, because it turns out that the weapon that Joshua used wasn't on.
Not off. Stand by.
So while they're driving to the underground facility, they manage to escape using Alfie's powers. They make it onto a plane, and the generals try to turn the plane around, but Alfie takes control of the plane and takes them to Nomad, where they have armed troopers go on the plane to get them, but the joke's on them because Joshua opens the emergency exit door and the troopers fly out. Then Alfie rushes off the plane to the control room and turns the power off for a little bit to get the generals off their backs. Then Alfie goes to find the AI version of her mom and puts in a chip to activate her. But she doesn't activate, so she kisses her on the head and leaves to get Joshua to some oxygen. Back at the control room, they finally regain access and the general orders the staff to kill them, so they bring out this Doc Ock type thingamajigger and Alfie uses her powers to stop it. Unfortunately, she doesn't stop it in time and Joshua is trapped on the ship. They tell each other they love them.
Love you, Alfie.
I love you too.
And Joshua pulls the plug to free Alfie. Joshua is now running through the ship and he finds Maya. Turns out the chip that Alfie used actually worked. They exchange one last kiss before Nomad goes down for good. And everything about this scene is just chef's kiss. The emotions, the music, I just get all the feels from this. The pod that Alfie's in lands and she's very emotional. And who wouldn't be? The movie ends with her smiling to the villagers. The Creator is a beautifully shot piece of work. I can definitely see this film being a cult classic in the sci-fi genre. I saw this in the theaters on opening day and enjoyed it just as much once it was released on digital. I really liked the VFX, story, and the characters. Howell and the troopers, not gonna lie, even though I don't like them, I would be lying if I said I didn't understand where they were coming from. Taking a look at things from their perspective, if AI has started taking over the country and then they start killing humans, of course, I would want to lead the charge in taking them down. The issue comes when you start hunting ones that aren't doing anything to you. Not all of the robots took over. Some of them were just minding their business. But then again, with them being AI, you'll always have the question of, what if someone flips a switch and they turn from being unbothered like Omarion to Michael Myers real quick? So I get them wanting to get rid of the robots. But I refuse to forgive old boy about what he tried to do to that dog. Alfie is just adorable. That's all. Joshua was determined. Once he found out that his wife Maya was still alive, he made it his mission to find her. And in the end, he was reunited with her. And although it led to their deaths, for some reason, it didn't feel like their end. In a strange way, it felt like it was their beginning to a new life. And that's my review for The Creator. And before I leave, I want to give out a special award. The award for Best Death. There was a lot of bodies hitting the floor in this film, but the best one was when the robo police thought they were doing something and the dog came and humbled them real quick. Okay, come on up and get your award. And that's all for tonight. And if you made it to the end of this video, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a like and subscribe. Until next time, peace.